Some breaking news coming in. It's a double whammy for the citizens of Karnataka because days after a hike in fuel prices, now there's been a hike in milk prices as well. Yes, the Karnataka Milk Federation has increased the price of Nandini milk by 2 litres. The hike will come into effect from tomorrow. Now, it's important to remember that alongside the price adjustment, each packet of milk will also contain 50 milliliters of milk more to provide customers with a better value. For instance, a standard half-litre packet will now contain 550 ml of milk, offering consumers a slight increase in quantity despite also being pricier. Let me go across to Neha, who's joining us live at this point for more details. Neha, this is going to be a significant development, one which may invoke a lot of controversial reactions because it comes on the heels of a hike in fuel prices in the state of Karnataka.
Well, that's absolutely right, Ritanshu. Of course, this was this is something, that has come as quite a rude shock to the people in the state of Karnataka. The Karnataka Milk Federation, they're hiking the price of milk per half litre and 1 litre by 2 rupees, while also, in fact, increasing the quantity of the milk packets from 500 ml to 550 ml and 1 litre to 1 litre 50 ml. Now, this is, of course, quite imperative here because this comes at a time when the people of the state are barely recovering from the petrol and diesel price hike that this state had seen. Of course, the KMF, on its part, the Karnataka Milk Federation, while hiking these prices, has gone on in defense over here, saying that the price of milk is still much lesser than most other competitive brands that it's competing with, and which is why, of course, we're seeing a price, hike over here. Remember, earlier as well, in the year 2023, the KMF had sought an increase in the price of milk, but of course, it wasn't given to the extent that they would have liked. And now we're seeing a 2 rupee hike, of course, over here for every packet of milk. How this is going to be, impacting, of course, the customers and the people of the state of Karnataka at the end of the day is something that, of course, they'd have to decide. But the biggest question that arises now is the kind of effect that this price hike in milk is going to have. Does that essentially mean that hotels now are looking to, hike the prices of food items in their menus as well? That's always been quite a cascading effect, wherever we've seen the price of essential commodities going up. We'll really have to wait and see what sort of reactions pour into this story.
Yes, indeed, and the controversy and the criticism that's coming against the Karnataka government, this is part of a desperate strategy to raise more revenue in order to fulfill the guarantees which they promised during election season.
Well, that's right. Of course, Ritanshu, when we saw the price hike of petrol and diesel, it was quite evident there that the government, going on to suggest the government, of course, stood by its word that it's only being increased over here, given the inflating costs of everything else, that, it's still cheaper than the neighboring states. Now, of course, as far as the circular has been issued, there's a mention there that, with, of course, KMF being one of the biggest producers, Nandini, the brand in Karnataka, being one of the biggest producers of milk, the storage costs as well are increasing because of the production increasing, and as a result, this hike has been brought in. We'll, of course, really have to wait and see, like I mentioned earlier, what sort of a cascading effect this is going to have, because, milk, of course, an extremely essential commodity that goes into a lot of cooking. How is that really going to play out? We'll really have to see.
All right, Neha, thanks a lot for joining us with those details.